Hello, welcome back to my online teaching classroom. My name is Teacher Celeste, and if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Grab a cup of coffee or a cup of hot tea, sit back and enjoy. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and spending some time with me. Today, I wanted to share how I do my lesson planning for my online teaching companies. Today I'm going to be talking about QKids. I've been with them the longest and have more of a familiarity with their teaching platform. I have recently begun with a different company only because they offered some different hours that QKids did not. I am 100% on board with QKids. Love them, love their staff, love the teaching platform, love what it has to offer for teachers and for the students. So 100% a QKids supporter. So when I began this journey a year ago, although I had a lot of experience in a brick and mortar classroom, the idea of teaching online was a little overwhelming. And I really kind of battled going back and forth. Should I not? Will I be able to handle all of this? I was overwhelmed by the teaching platform. Will I know all these buttons and when to push them and when to not? How am I ever going to learn all these games to be able to make sure that the lesson runs smoothly? Um, when do I drag kids up onto the stage and when do I take the students down? All of these things were running through my mind and I was overwhelmed. And I think that most people that begin online teaching have the same feelings that I did. So I began doing a system that worked best for me. Now, you're probably going to laugh when I tell you that I printed out every game that they had in their training. And before I began my first lesson, I would read through all of those games that I had all day, all morning long, and made sure that I understood how to do that. I was just terrified that I was not going to be able to execute those games effectively and efficiently, and the student was going to be completely bored and cause a lot of behavioral issues in the classroom. So that's what I did. I have since shredded those and I feel more comfortable. But I'm still a paper and pencil type of girl. So this is kind of how I plan, and hopefully it'll be helpful to you. You may want to take some of these things that I share and then tweak them to how best you plan and prepare for lessons. Now, when I was in the brick and mortar classroom, my lesson plan book probably had a thesis for every subject for every day. I was overly wordy in what I wrote down, whereas some of my colleagues were very short and to the point, and they still conveyed the very same thing that I did. But I like to write out steps, kind of like a recipe. Step one, you do this. Step two, you do this. That's just how I roll. So what I do is when I log into the teaching platform, and on QKids you will see on the left hand side it will have all the classes that you have been booked for that particular morning or evening depending on the day. It will also, when you click on that classroom, will have a pop-up window on the right hand side which will share what the class lesson is, what level it is, the class objectives, the vocabulary words, what you're supposed to do for every screen that is in the teaching platform. Now, I will not be doing a shared screen during this video because QKids is a copyrighted teaching platform, and I don't want to share any of the trade secrets that they have for anybody that might be kind of looking on YouTube to borrow, steal, take, whatever you want to use for their particular startup. So I won't be sharing that. But if you are a QKids teacher, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So what I do is I take a screenshot of what I see on the right hand side. Again, the lesson objectives, vocabulary words, and what will happen on every screen, all the activities. And then I print that out, and I print it front and back, and I put it in one of those little sheet protectors, the 3-ring sheet protectors, and I keep this. I keep them in notebooks. I have a notebook for my phonics level 1, 2, and 3. I have a notebook for my 4, 5, and my science lessons that I'm currently teaching. And then I put them in sections. As you can see, here's my level 3s. I have a divider there, and then I do it numerically behind level 3. So when I print that out, I print I go through the lesson. It's the first time I've ever seen it. I go through and write what game will be happening on every slide. I'm the type of person that if I can see it, I can read it, and I can write it, then I've internalized what I will be doing in that particular lesson. I'll remember it from that point on. So I'll write that onto my teaching sheet that I have, and then I will put what props that I will use to enhance the lesson. Now, there are sometimes, especially in the lower levels, you may use some silly props to gain their attention, to build rapport, but as you progress through each level, the student is acquiring more and more of a word bank that they can use. They have a better understanding of the English language as far as sentence structure is concerned. And so the higher the level that I go, I make sure that my props really do go with the lesson that I am teaching. So at the very top right hand corner, I will put like my welcome. I have two props that I use if I'm greeting a new student for the first time that will help engage in knowing their name, their age, something silly about them, whether they have a pet, what their favorite color is, those kinds of things. And then I list what props that I will need. So I have my yes and no cards that I have here. Later on, you see that I have a whiteboard. On the back, you will see that I need my question mark and my period because we're going to be talking about some questions, and I want them to differentiate what a question is opposed to what a sentence or a statement is. And so I put those down, and so when I'm planning my lessons the night before, when I get this sheet out, then I know exactly what I need to pull and put in my baskets, which I have another video about how I place each lesson into a basket for easy organization. I know exactly what I'm doing. Or if by chance they've reassigned me to a different class that particular morning, I'm not panicking trying to think, okay, what do I need for that class? And don't have to have a mountain of props on my desk. I can pull this sheet. I can go, oh, I need this, 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 and this. I know exactly where they are. Pull them, put them in that basket, ready to go. Have no problem. So these I reuse every single day for every single lesson. Now, if I have a new lesson, which I had this morning, I had a new lesson for QKids. What I did Sunday night, today's Monday, Sunday night, I printed that out, went through and wrote down all of the games, wrote down all the props that I needed, put it in a 3-ring page protector, and I will have that to put back into my notebook. So that is how I lesson map or lesson plan for the online ESL teaching classroom. It works well for me. It really helps me feel more comfortable when I'm going into the class. I'm not stressing. I'm not thinking, oh, do I have everything that I need? It really helps me feel more prepared for the classroom, and hopefully that is conveyed to my students. So this is an idea that you can use for lesson mapping or lesson planning in the teaching platform. I hope that it's helpful. If you have a different way that you plan, please put that in the comments below. I would love to learn different formats. Maybe I can streamline it a little bit better for myself, but also my viewers probably would love to hear other ideas of how you plan for the online teaching classroom. If you're thinking about teaching online and you have not yet taken the plunge in doing that, well, come and join me. Below is my ESL email. Feel free to email me any questions that you have. And also, I've included my referral link. I would love for you to be able to use that, and I would love to be able to mentor you through the entire process so that you can become a hired QKids teacher. It's a fun company to work for. It's a lot of fun to be able to commute to China every morning and not leave my house and not pay for the expensive airline ticket. It's just a lot of fun. So hopefully if you are considering and kind of, well, should I not? You should. It's a lot of fun and you will never regret teaching for QKids. Until next time, happy teaching.